I was having a conversation with a Reformed Baptist about possible worlds, and I think it was actually kind of helpful. And I think they're looking at possible worlds in this MCU multiversal variant way, and that's not what the Molinist typically means. Because they're looking at it from, well, there's a universe where Pontius Pilate was a bad guy, and that's our universe, and maybe other universes. There might be a universe where Pontius Pilate was a good guy. But then he went on to say that there can't be a universe where God commits evil. But I think this is missing the point, because when God creates a universe, when he creates a world, what's affected is the world and the creatures that are in it. The world that God creates doesn't affect or change God. Like, God could have created the world where I have red hair or brown hair or blonde hair, but there's no world where God is different depending on what world he creates. Which really got me thinking about, where do the logical impossibilities fall? Like, if it's not possible for God to create a rock so big he can't lift it, or to create a married bachelor or a square circle, is that outside the scope of natural knowledge? Does God know that the things that we can imagine that can't possibly be by his omniscience? But he knows these things cannot possibly be, but that would seem to be outside what Molinists call natural knowledge. Like an impossibility is a contradiction of terms. Like, the married bachelor wouldn't exist in any possible world. The possible world and the feasible world, there wouldn't be like a cutting out of those ideas from that step to the other. The irony is, where the conversation led was, well, if God can't be involved in a logical possibility in really possible worlds, then Calvinism can't be true, because God would be the ultimate cause of damnation and reprobation. And the Calvinists can spend all day talking about, well, God's God, and he's this, and he's sovereign, and I believe in compatibilism. But if God doesn't choose to save those who cannot otherwise, respond to the gospel, then that calls his character into question. Calvinism, in spite of its roots, becomes the imagination of man a world that is impossible, because God is not the author of evil. God does not cause evil. But we'll just be circling the drain of that conversation ad infinitum at this point.